What it do, what it do. It's the two, Master Chief Wezi and my sis Nicole.
Hello.
How you doing, Mom?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. We haven't done this in a while.
In a long time, actually. A very, very long time.
We haven't done this in a while. I think the last one was with Mom. UK.
No.
No,
Wait.
I can't remember.
It was either that one or last year. I don't know if we did one last year.
I feel like we might have, but I'm also trying to think.
I think we did.
We did, right?
We probably did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very possible.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
very possible that we did this one. But, out of all of the episodes that we've done together, we've never had one this exciting.
That's
We've never
too
had
funny.
one about me.
This interesting.
You know what I mean? Stop provoking. This like really juicy topic, And we've obviously spoken about dynamics and whatnot, age gap and XYZ, but never this specific.
Yes.
You know what I mean? In terms of like one person, right? If people don't know, I have an older sister, Nicole being my younger sister. Middle child, me, just there. So you as the youngest one, growing up with two amazing siblings, but we'll talk about more another time.
Specifically you.
Specifically me. And the other reason for this also, besides obviously you actually talking to me, is I know people that have brothers as siblings, and obviously the age gap is very different, but they have older brothers,
Yeah.
And so I think it's just been an interesting thing. And I've always wondered as to like, what is it actually like to have an older brother, because I don't have brothers whatsoever, unfortunately. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
It has its perks.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so, like to you, what is that like? And we're talking about like the good, the bad, the embarrassing, the ugly, like everything. You know what I mean?
Everything.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
Everything. Let's lay it out there.
I think it's very interesting. It's a blessing nonetheless.
Amen. Mashallah.
You're feeling nice. No, that's too funny. But no, it's really fun and amazing. I think obviously our age gap is quite big.
Yeah.
6 years. And then with me and Mono, it's 9 years.
So
there's a huge age gap. You guys is just 3 years.
Yeah,
kind of a
3
thing.
years, nothing.
Yeah. So I'll say throughout my life, it's been different. Where I am right now, I think it's really amazing.
Yeah.
Before, not so much.
Okay, cool. Let's start from before then. Let's take it back to before. Why was it not amazing then?
Because again, with the age difference, I know for other siblings it doesn't matter. There's some people who have the same age gap or even more, but they were like close, like at the hip since birth kind of a thing. For us, I know it was quite different.
Yeah.
Because the way we grew up, it was you, Mono, and also the cousins. So you guys were like at your age range, going through life and your seasons together. And I was just
Nicole.
a few steps behind.
Yeah.
So I was more of like a spectator watching this happen. And obviously you guys being like in your teens or preteens and all those things, the way you would want to relate to your younger sibling changes or would be different to the way it is now, obviously. Obviously before, I'm sure it was just like, bro, look at this guy. You know what I mean?
Did you feel this way though when we were in Kosovo? No, Kosovo is different because I don't think you really, really remember it like that. Did you feel like this in Syria though?
Not really. I don't even remember that. if I'm going to be very honest.
Okay.
I don't really remember Syria in terms of our dynamics. I think then we were like the basic brother and sister where would argue, would fight, but then would also play together. Because I have memories of us with your Sims and Xbox. So like you have moments like that, and then you have moments where we're playing around and we're fighting and all those things. So it was such a basic or textbook dynamic of brother and sister siblings. So yeah, I think when we came back is when like it really hit, or like the dynamic kind of solidified.
So this now being like you middle school, me high school.
Yes. Because even that high school, middle school, those are two different phases of life.
Yes, 100%.
Very, very, very different. Exactly. Yeah. So now it's also the dynamic of you guys have started going out. You have such a social life. I have absolutely no social life whatsoever. Even if I wanted to, which I did actually, I had no social life to that extent. So things were a lot different. So yeah, to an extent, it was quite isolating. So I learned to be very on my own, if that makes sense. I learned to keep my own company. I learned to just to vibe by myself, which I enjoy and I like. So
okay, I do get that. And I think it's also because of how the way parents treated you also adds to the dynamic of how your siblings then treat you.
Yes.
In that sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because
yeah,
then
yeah.
we come back, it now flips because before we were with mom, now it's dad.
Yes.
So like the whole dynamic changes, you know, it's like freedom wise, things sort of change, you know? And me being the guy, I've said this before, me being the guy, there was a different kind of freedom that I was given access to compared to you guys. You know? And yeah, you being obviously younger, there wasn't much for us to relate to because like,
exactly,
where am I taking you anyways? You know what I mean? It's like, okay, to do what?
Yeah.
And I think worse, we're different schools. So we weren't even seeing each other unless it was like in the morning going to school,
coming back,
and then we separated maybe because you're in the room, I'm in the room. Or maybe I haven't even come back home.
Yeah.
For example, you know what I mean? I've come back like later, I haven't seen you, like that kind of thing. So like, okay, I do get that part. I get that. So like to you, what was it? Like I was just like, okay, cool, I have a brother. Like, is that just how it?
No, I mean, I looked up to you guys. Like I looked up to you a lot because to me, you're like the cool brother.
Real.
Okay.
Word.
Calm down.
Mashallah.
Ladies.
Ladies.
Shake your dress. Nah. But no, yeah, I really did look up to you. Because you were the cool brother. So there's a lot that I learned from you. Again, because I'm just the observer. You and Mono and everything. So even music-wise, I think you've even mentioned this as well. I learned a lot about music taste from you. Getting ready for school, blasting music. I learned about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll just be listening to your songs, or when you're just around the house and like you just play music. Like that's a habit that I picked up even when I went to UK and just in general. I just like to have music. I blast music. Even mom. I don't know if you got that from mom.
Yeah. I don't know actually.
Or if mom got that from you. I don't know if it's just something that we have. But yeah, just the thing of having music playing at home, music in the shower. The types of music that we listen to, the type of music that we like, the music taste. I got that a lot from you. Sense of style and fashion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Things like that. So even just, I think like lingo and mannerisms, subconsciously, I would say. I don't think it was a very conscious thing. But I think even now, sometimes like I'll pick it up without even realizing.
Is it?
Yeah.
Can you remember anything? Like, what's one thing you could sort of like remember being like, yeah, I definitely got that from him?
In terms of mannerism?
Mannerism.
Danko.
Oh, yeah. That's
One
so
day,
real, actually.
I don't know when I just started saying it.
Yeah. And you know, that's the funniest thing about it too. You know, like, you're just going to start saying things. Like, it's not even going to be like, and sometimes it starts from like, I don't want to say like not liking it, but like not liking something, you know what I mean? It's like wanting to not do it that makes you do it. You know, it's like, why does this person always say like, why? Then one day you say it and you're like, okay, I get it.
And I type it more than I say it.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's actually, because for me it's the opposite.
I'll type, I don't know, I just started to type it. It just felt right. And then I'm just like, what did I hear that? I'm just like, oh, Wezi. Wezi. Yeah. Or like, I won't do it, but I think about it a lot, is when you're like, sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm just, I think about it. I won't say it out loud, but there'll be moments where like it will match and I'll think about it. And I'm just like, this nigga, man.
Shout out Wengu, shout out Cat. Sorry.
So yeah, things like that I'll pick up. So
that is actually so funny. I get that though. I do. And it's funny. Well, obviously it was very different on my end, because I was just doing the things for doing sake. You know what I mean? It was never like, especially like the music or whatever, it was never like, okay, to me, I just never thought I would have any influence on somebody whatsoever, especially to that level. You know what I mean? Because it's like everybody's head is somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like it's their own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Obviously, at that age, you're never really thinking like what subconsciously what you can absorb and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Who really thinks about that at that time, you know? And so as we've come to this point, seeing all these different things, and I think we've spoken about this on the other episodes, like even the certain things that I've picked up from you as well. Like you just don't look at someone and pick out the traits that you want.
Yeah, and say like, I'm gonna pick that out.
You know what I mean?
You know, yeah.
Like, oh yeah, that one seems like me, and that's interesting. And I think even now, when you mentioned the whole like fashion thing, that one is very interesting, because I actually didn't even think so.
Really?
Yeah, I would be like, really? Like, huh? Because now that you say it, I might be like, oh, okay, I might see the relation there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
But like when I see you, like it's your expression of it. And so the fact that you've done it in your version, right? In who you are, I think is actually a very cool thing. So it's like, oh, that's cool, but like do it in my sort of, vibe.
It wasn't like a copy paste.
Yeah,
it
like a
was
full on
more
copy
like
paste. Because I think it's easier to do it if we were guys or we were girls, right? It would have been easier copy paste kind of thing, because like then for you to copy me, it's like, oh, you gotta get into jeans or you gotta get into shorts or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like I rock sweats a lot, so maybe that's where you got sweats from. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's certain things I can sort of like pick up from that. That is a very interesting one. So like, yeah, that was what, middle school vibes, where now you're picking up all these different things. And then where does it now start to flip?
I think when I went to uni or when I finished high school. Because like for the longest time, I thought that dynamic would be the way it was. Like you guys are there and then I'm here. And then I kind of, actually, it was when I turned 18.
Really?
Yes. Because I noticed and I realized that there was such a flip when I turned 18, where you guys started taking some weird interest to me, if that makes sense. Where you were actually interested in what I was doing, making more conversation, trying to be like friends and all. And to me, I was just like, the hell do you niggas want?
You know what it is? Actually, that's a very good point. I think one, it was the age, like knowing like, okay, cool, like you're 18.
Yeah.
But on my, like personally, it was also like, I don't really know this person like that.
Yeah.
Because you grow and you change. Like people grow and change, obviously, right?
Yeah.
So like you obviously seeing these different phases and us being together through these different phases, but like starting off out of code being like, okay, cool, like I'm close because I had Nicole around, but I didn't have Mona around. You know what I mean? So like I had the one sibling. Then you have the two, and then at the same time, it's like we all sort of detached, right? When we're here in Zambia, like we all sort of like went our own kind of way. And then later after that, it's like, okay, this one's 18. You're now legal. You know what I mean? Like at least you're legal enough to enter certain places and drink and blah, 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 like all that kind of stuff. So it's like, who is this person?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because again, interests change. You start to do maybe certain things that like you don't want to lose the person. You might also be doing things rebelliously as well. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you got to make sure that this person doesn't like fall off the rails somehow. And the only
Yeah.
way you can do that is actually coming to know the person.
Yeah.
Rather
Yeah.
than like, I can't come and scold you for something I don't understand.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
know what I mean? So it's
Mhm.
like, okay, before I even get to that point, who are you?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's now the conscious decision that I had to make, being like, wait, I need to know this person. Because we've all seen siblings and whatever who like are siblings, but they're not close. Like they don't like each other and whatever.
Yeah.
And that's always been our thing to like never be that.
Yeah.
Because the world almost made it happen, you know, where we could have easily just gone our own separate ways about things.
Yeah.
Like easily, especially during our time when we lived here. Like we could
Yeah.
have easily just been like,
Yeah.
I don't really care. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
peace out. I went to uni. That would have been a very easy time for me to just be like,
Screw you guys.
screw you guys. Like literally, you know what I mean? Like I was only back for a couple of months,
And then you
back again. You know what I mean? So like, that would have been a time I would be like, you know what? If anything, I don't even want to come back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It could
Yeah.
have been that easy. Just be like, yeah, I don't really want to come, because I was coming back during winter when it's summer that side. So why am I coming back? You know what I'm saying? Like, let me stay where it's hot, where it's
I
cutting.
think you only
this
came
side.
back once.
No, I came back, I
Twice?
think 2 or 3 times.
Really?
Yeah, 2, 3
Okay,
times.
fair.
Because it was my last year when I didn't come back. Which
Oh,
then
yeah,
you
yeah,
guys
yes,
came
yes,
and joined
yes.
me. Yeah. So it was like 3 times, I think. Yeah.
But I think it was interesting and almost like a blessing in disguise, because if you think about it, we all had a chance to bond with one another, if that makes sense. So when you went to uni, me and Mono are home alone. So now we got to get close. When I
Yeah.
went to UG, you and Mono were alone here. So now you guys are building your bond. And plus you
Right.
had with the bonds that you've had.
Yeah.
And then me coming back now, you and I are together. So we've all had like a one-on-one with each other
Right,
to actually
right.
focus and, you know, spend more time together, especially in the times and the seasons or the phases of life that we're in, where it's much easier to bond with one another, if that makes sense.
yeah.
So yeah, I think that was a good thing though.
And I think also like just the experience thing of like living life and having like certain experiences, it's easier to then ask certain questions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like I can ask now, like, oh, how's uni? Or how's
Yeah.
because like, oh, I
We've all
understand
been
what
there.
the first year is
Yeah,
like.
we've
of
all
uni,
gone through it.
You know, I understand what grade 12 is like,
Mm-hmm.
and blah, 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 blah kind of thing. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, what am I really asking you about middle school, for example? Like I can ask you, but what do you like? What really goes on?
What are you
next?
gonna tell me?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, what really goes on? Like, you can't really tell me about
Yeah.
no, I got a crush on this guy. I just look at you like, what are we talking about?
Right?
Why? Like,
Yeah.
Like, okay, go talk to Mona about that. Like,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Maybe that's not for me to know. You get my
Yeah.
point, right? So, are you then saying that the switch happened for sure because then I made that decision to then like speak to you?
Yeah.
Or like, did you at any time ever think like, oh, let me also talk to this person or whatever? Or like that just happened because you then saw me doing that?
Yeah, I think it happened because I saw you doing that.
Okay.
Because for me, I think I just left it.
Mhm.
If that makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah,
I
of
was
course.
more of like again, I really like my own space and personal time. So I
Yeah.
really don't mind
Being
kind of a
alone,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah. So when you guys started to just pay more attention and everything, I was like, oh, okay, cool. Plus again, I've graduated high school, I'm going to uni. So there's more ground there
Mhm.
to actually work with.
How did that feel?
What
When like now like I'm asking you questions and like knowing more about you? Like
it
did
was
you feel-
interesting at first. I think it was interesting at first because I was like, it was more of like a, what do you want kind of a thing. But then I was just like, oh, okay, cool. He's a cool guy. Like at the end of the day, he's alright.
He's a cool dude. He's alright.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you're my brother. And again, I look up to you guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was interesting. And then obviously now we're going out more together. We're knowing each other. So even that breeds more ground for familiarity and chances to, build a relationship and everything. So yeah.
Yeah, I think this like what 1 year. I think maybe starting from last year.
Yeah.
Starting last year in terms of like going out.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think right was definitely our time where it was like, oh, we're in
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
same space,
Yeah.
like a lot more kind of thing. You know what I mean?
The circles are starting to blend.
Yeah, they're starting to mesh for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's been a very interesting one for me, especially due to the fact that people then now start to ask like, oh, where's Nicole? Oh, how's Nicole? Like a kind of thing, like, oh, how come you didn't come with
Yeah.
Nicole? I'm like, dog, I'm not enough. Like, what are we talking about?
You're not.
Like, no, like they almost like it's almost expected kind of thing. You know what I mean? Which is not like obviously not an issue whatsoever, but
It's interesting.
yeah, it's an interesting dynamic because for the people that I know that usually move around with their siblings, their gaps are smaller.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Their gaps are smaller, so it's like me and Mono, for example. If we were
Exactly.
the ones that were
Yeah.
the ones that were out, gallivanting and whatnot, but it's different. But I like it just like what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
yeah.
I think at this very point, the age thing isn't a thing unless
Yeah.
it's brought up. You know what I mean? Like unless there's a certain thing where I have to think about it or someone brings it up or whatever. Because once we're out, then it's just like, no, that's my sister. Yes, she's younger than me, and yes, I have to take care of her. But like other than that, there's nothing like, oh, the age gap is this, oh, the age gap is
Yeah.
whatever. Because
Yeah.
even if it was Mono, the same thing applies. That's my sister. I still have to take care of her, make sure she's good, XYZ. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So like, yeah, us being out a lot more, I think has also unlocked a different like avenue of learning the person.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
knowing who this person is in a whole different kind of setting. Because home is home. Like we're comfortable at home.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
whatever. But it's like, okay, so what's the story now when we're out, when we're drunk, when there's maybe this person or that person
Yeah.
or you know what I'm saying? Like you see
Yeah.
somebody, you're like, oh,
That's what's catching.
that's what's cutting.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, cool. It's like, gosh, where's this the person that you're getting flustered? Like, like it can become like that, because like you might not see that, you won't see that interaction at home. Then outside you'll be like, oh, who's that? You get like, you start asking these like different questions. And the fact that we can even have this conversation and be open about like who a person might be or how you feel about a certain situation makes it that much more special, because now it's like there's less to hide behind. You know what I mean? Because like, why? Because now it's like I can come to you asking for certain advice and the age again is not an issue.
Exactly.
Like, yo, how do I actually go about this situation that I have with, for example, X person?
Mm-hmm.
And you give me your 2 cents about it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that.
Yeah.
Because like, yeah, you're grown now. You know what I mean? Like you're grown, you're able to give me your 2 cents. And if it works, it works. And if it does, it doesn't. I think you're wise enough to give me advice that I can definitely apply in whatever situation. If not, I wouldn't even come to you for advice. You know what I mean? And I think that's what I also tell people. It's like, if I'm coming to someone asking them for something, or it was you actually, we had this conversation.
Yes,
like,
yes.
If I'm coming to you asking for something, it's like, it's not like it's not like I don't really know already what I'm thinking about it, for example. And even if I don't, like I'm coming because I believe that what you might be able to tell me
is of value.
Yeah, is of value. So cool. Let me hear what you have to say. And if I believe that that can make a change positively, then I'll apply it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's the whole point, I think, of also just being wise, to be honest, is that you can take advice from someone else, even if it's against what you think.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, actually, the person has changed my perspective on that. So, cool, I can go there. I'm not just being hard-headed on one thing, on like one perspective. So like that is super, super interesting. What about any embarrassing moments of having an older brother?
I think it would be, again, because you're older than me, 90% of what I might be going through right now, you've already gone through. So what might be an existential crisis to me in that moment, to you,
Right.
you're like, bro, Just take a nap, you'll be fine.
You'll be fine. You
Like
get over
you'll be
it.
fine. Or you'll be like, oh, it's those ones. Guy.
Yeah.
So sometimes in the moment, to me, I'm stressing out. I'm this, I'm that. And then when I get over it, I'm just like, yeah, that was.
He was right.
You was right. You're right. You're right. Damn. Even just like the embarrassing moments of like growing up, you know what I mean? And how the weird moments that you can have.
Yeah.
Because you've already gone through that. And then now I'm going through that in whatever moment that is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To me, so it's like.
That's a very interesting, but that's a very good point actually that you brought up, because I think I try my best, also consciously for a lot of it, to not make it seem like it's life, like get over it kind of thing. You know, it's more of like we'll have the conversation and more of like a yo, what's going on kind of conversation. If that makes sense, of like trying to like break down whatever the issue might be. And there's certain things that I know. I haven't told mom this before. I was like, I feel like there's certain things that I might need maybe Mono to come talk to you about it, or maybe it coming from like a woman's perspective first, because maybe the way I might come off, I might think I'm just being very gentle, but it might come off to be very straightforward, which makes then become very harsh about things. Because sometimes that's what I believe in. I'll just say things point blank. You know what I mean? Like this whole thing of like beating around the bush. Sometimes like what do we then get to? So like I'll just sort of say like, yo, yeah, it's gonna hurt, but you're just gonna have to bite the bullet. Yeah. You're just gonna have to bite the bullet and just these are the steps. This is what's gonna happen. And yeah, it might take long or whatever, but like you have me to talk to and blah blah blah, so on and so forth. Women obviously have a very different approach to how they'll do that. You know, they might coddle you and make you feel this and feel validated and blah 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 blah. I might not do all that.
You ain't got time for that.
Yeah, you know, like I might not do all of that. And I'm very conscious about my approach to certain things. And that's why sometimes, I even told you this about a certain situation where I was like, sometimes I'll take my time to address a situation because I'm thinking about how I'm gonna go about the situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, no, I can't go act on my emotions. I sort of have to think about how to speak to you, because again, we're not the same age, and I understand how things work at different periods of time in life.
Yeah.
You know, so like I can't then come talk to you like, girl, you should have known this. Or like, you know what I mean? Because you don't, you know, like you don't. And we didn't. And I didn't know it at some point and XYZ. So like I tried to talk to you how I would wish someone spoke to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I didn't have that.
Yeah.
You get it? It's like me and Mona we didn't go through the same kinds of things. Because of exposure, that sort of makes sense. You know? So like it's packaged very differently. So like, yes, there are certain things we can talk to each other about, which we do talk to each other about, but also because of the environments that you and I, for example, have been in, there's a way we can relate to it, because you know what I mean? It's just how it is. You know? So even that, I know, like, yeah, I can talk to her probably a bit better about that situation or whatever it is than maybe someone else, because I understand it from this point of perspective.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Anything else? Have I ever embarrassed you in front of a guy or whatever? Has that ever been a thing?
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so either.
Wow.
I also don't think we've been in the same like in the same location where it's like maybe someone is trying to move to you, or so, like, you know what I mean? There hasn't been.
Yes, there has.
Not many though.
Oh yeah, not many.
Not many.
Yeah.
And then the one person obviously that we're thinking about, we know what, like, you get what I'm saying. So like, it hasn't been like every time we out, it's like a different person or where like I might have to step, like, you get what I mean? Yeah. So I think that sort of like wrote itself out. Like it sort of fixed that, where like I didn't have to come in and
Yeah, but you've been pretty like cool about it. Even like with friends, bro, I hate it so much, man. The way my friends like you, like my female friends, I don't know what it was, especially like in high school, because like in UG especially, I would say, because again, they know that I have a brother. They've never seen you before, so when I show you, you know what I mean? Shake your dreads,
lady.
Dude. I'm just like, guys, shut up. It's not that deep. But I get that. But like, damn.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
No, whatever.
What's the problem?
Anyways, it's okay.
One day, marry a friend. What?
Who?
Introduction. Yeah, crazy though. I couldn't. Couldn't. Depends. Maybe if you had like a 25-year-old friend or something. Or like 26.
Anyways, moving on. Moving on.
It's so funny. So overall, it's been a good thing.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Right. Ever felt never asked you this question. Have you ever been in a situation where you felt like I didn't protect you the way I needed to?
No.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
I don't know why that question came up, but like I think it's also an important question just to like check yourself.
Yeah.
Because then you might think like you're doing something, but maybe you're not, Has there been a question? I guess this might even be a good way to wrap this. Is there a question you've ever had or questions that you've just never asked? Something that you've been curious about?
That I've never asked you?
Yeah. About anything. Who knows?
No. I think I've asked you the questions, or if I'm curious, I'll ask you about it.
Probably.
Or if I have questions, it's more of something that either I'm going through or a phase that I'm going through that I want to know if you've gone through or how you would handle the situation.
Yeah.
So I think if I ask you things, it's more your advice and your wisdom and your 2 cents on the situation.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I get that. Yeah. Bottom line, guys, we're close now. Bottom line, girl, we're close. We're closer. I love that that's the case.
Yeah,
as well.
me too.
Like it's so refreshing. It's good to know, like, okay, yeah, we can be in the same environment and not feel mawan about it or whatever. We can talk about all these different things and laugh, drink, chill, play cards, play chess, like explore people's creative sides, you know what I mean? Like in different ways. So I think that's been also, I think that's something we need to do a lot more of. I think we've probably done it on like a surface level in terms of like exploring people's creative, like sort of like more interest.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like really like diving into like the person's interest. I know we've, again, touched on certain things here and there. It might have been like the camera, for example, or blah, 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 whatever. But like, let's take more, maybe even like a more active role into like really understanding what it is that makes this person this through like a more creative side.
Yeah.
I think we're just creative people anyways, like that's just something that we enjoy. So yeah, let's definitely do that. But besides that, thank you very much for blessing us with this episode.
Of course.
For telling people how amazing I am.
Right. I mean,
like great brother,
amazing
sister.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's been
next we need to do what it's like to have a little sister.
Yeah. We can definitely do that one. Yes. We can definitely do that one. I have a lot to say. I have a lot to say about that one.
Standard.
It would be a very, very good one. It would be a very eye-opening one as well. I think for a lot of people that probably like have younger siblings. I know some have a lot have a very different dynamic to their younger siblings. I think I know more of like women that have sisters. You know what I mean? Like younger
Okay.
sisters more than like guys that have younger sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I know more of that. So like to speak on a guy that has a younger sister would
It
be
would
a
be
good one.
interesting.
Yeah, it would be an interesting one for people to sort of like hear about.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, while we're here, guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are currently posting our audios as well on YouTube. So if you're just a YouTube person, you can go to our YouTube page, our YouTube account, and listen to it there. You know, put it up on your TV, whatever it is. And yeah, don't forget to comment specifically on Spotify because you're allowed to do that. That is a feature that they currently have. You can comment on specific episodes, not on Apple Podcasts, but you can still listen to it on all your favorite streaming platforms. And with that being said, Nicole, thank you very much for blessing us once again.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
No, we've loved it.
Love you very much.
Love you too, baby girl.
Thank you.
Until next time, scary owls, turn the cameras off. Please. Here, dog.